That price went up from $75 per tire to $165 this time around. That's all dust from the ragweed. On the back of the mower, this is all fresh green. The last few days, Chief has been tracking Phyllis like crazy. Hey everyone, welcome back to the farm. It's Brad with Batchelder Family Farms, and we have quite a list to get done today. It's going to be great weather. We're going to go out and spend some time with the bison and then the cattle as well, along with some other things that are on the to-do list. So stick around. Let's go see what we can get done on the farm today. Well, one of the things on the list today is going and getting a tire for the Ranger that we had I had to get fixed because the tire blew. It's actually one I just bought a couple years ago, and took it to the cheapest place I could find 2 years ago that had a tire to replace it. And I'm gonna wait till I get my final bill, but I could not believe the price that this tire cost. First stop here is the hay barn, where we get all of our brome square bales from. Farmer we get them from actually does a lot of hay. We do his big round bales, which are fescue, and then he does all of this brome hay that's in here. It goes to about right there. And this is great hay. We feed this primarily to our horses. In the thick of winter, we'll feed it to like Doris and Darth and some of the bison and give them a little extra nutrients. But brome hay is great for horses, easily digestible, and if you don't know, horses aren't built very tough most of the time, so having hay like alfalfa, something that's really rich, really thick, sometimes it's hard for them to digest and can cause issues. So gonna get some of this brome hay loaded up, and that way we have enough for them for a couple weeks before I come back and get more. Bales, nice and easy. Could have done, I don't know, 6, 8 more without feeling too bad about it, but I've got to go pick up that tire, so I wanted to leave room. And then if I pick up more, I have to unload and restack more, so I'm just going to do 10 for now. Got the bales back, unloaded, picked up the tire before we came back, and I'm going to cut this and go ahead and give Buck and Elsa some hay and see how they like it. What do you think, buddy? Is this good stuff? I think really the biggest difference I can tell in brome, fescue, alfalfa, the hay that we use the most, is just the feel. Like, this is soft, and they all smell different, but you can just tell this is a different color green than most fescue would be, and a lot lighter than an alfalfa. So it's just really, really good hay, and these guys love it. Before I head out and start mowing some pasture, feed some bales of hay, I want to talk a little bit about this Ranger tire. And I couldn't remember exactly how long ago I'd got the old tire, the tire that was on here before, and couldn't remember all the details. I just remember it being more expensive this time around than it was before. And it was a little worse than I thought. You can see the tire we got, really nice tire, love the way it looks. It's gonna do really well. And here is the bill on this tire. So gives out everything, discount tire, that people were great, absolutely no complaints. And for one tire, I had taken it off, brought the tire in on the wheel and on the rim, and this was the total, $207.47. So not crazy, but quite a bit more than the last one. So if we look at this bill, the total ended up being $200.57. Not too bad, right? Well, the problem being that last time I got 2 tires. The 2 tires cost $75 each. And that price went up from $75 per tire to $165 this time around. So what does that mean? Well, the other tires I got 4 years ago. So we've had a little bit happen. It was actually in January, so it was before COVID really hit. But just 4 years ago. But for it to go up $90 per tire is a lot. If I would have had to replace all 4 tires, that's $360 more that I would have had to pay to get all 4 tires replaced. Okay, not looking for somebody to feel sorry for me, but looking at it from the farm sense. We get a lot of people come out to the store, come to the farmers markets. If you've watched our videos, we've last couple months we've done videos at the Kansas City Farmers Market in the Overland Park, and I'll have people that come try to negotiate price and tell us our meat is too expensive. They can get it cheaper from the store. That's great. I understand we try to keep everything as low as we can, but we have expenses we have to cover as well. We have a loan on our property, on our house. When we first got started, we had cattle loans and starting new businesses. There's a lot of money that goes into it. Those are bills that everybody knows about. But when these other prices go up, the cost of processing, transportation, we've got to get animals to and from the processor. Tires, not just for trucks, but tractors, UTVs, ATVs, if you have those. All of those costs have to go into how we pay for everything. And that's not easy to do. And it didn't really hit me hard until I looked at those and had them print off that other bill. And just to see how much. Now, those are different tires. It's not the exact same model. In fact, the one we got 4 years ago, they don't even make anymore. So we couldn't get it. But that tire was kind of a similar price. I want to say it was in the $150, $160 range. But when Discount Tire tried to order it, it's not in stock anywhere. They don't make it anymore. So they looked around. They got me the best, most cost-efficient tire that they could. Really appreciate the people at Discount Tire doing that. But I hope that everybody who's not a farmer understands there are more cost in it than the price of feed, protein tubs, mineral tubs. All of that stuff has gone up. Everything has to trickle down, unfortunately, and costs are going up everywhere. So like a lot of the other local farmers around us, we try to keep everything down. It's important to us that people get as much of a high quality meat at a reasonable price. We don't want just to sell to people that can afford whatever. We want everybody to be able to access it as best we can. We try to keep the cost down, but also hope that people understand when prices do go up, there's reasoning behind it. Feeding cubes with the cows, and this little one is following me everywhere I go. Cows are looking good. Got them all fed some cubes. Still got some flies, but hopefully in the next couple weeks, we've got them worked and give them some relief, and some cool air will help too. Time to hop in the tractor. Can tell, I don't know if you can tell or not, but all of this over here has already been mowed, and about where those thistles are right there, and then on around, and then I've done 3 laps from that tree over this way. So the long part is, ooh, that was close up. Where that tree is this way, I've done about 3 or 4 laps, but that's a huge field over there. So this is going to be very time consuming. Before I come out and keep mowing, I'm going to feed some hay to the cows, to the bison, and check on those just so I know they've got grass. Not in this spot, but over by that tree. There's still lots of grass out here. Lots of grass out here with the cows. And there's still some good amount of grass with the bison, but I always like to play it safe. And this time of year when it's been so hot and dry, give them at least easy access to food, and they can kind of sit there and eat as much as they want. And it gives the ground some relief as well, so they're not just searching and grazing grass. So got to put up the wing on the bush hog. and go feed some hay, and then we'll get back out here and keep mowing. What's up, Miss Ashley? Ashley is the mom of our baby, Big Red, who's not red anymore. But she's done a great job raising him. He is, ooh, man. He's 4 months, almost 4.5 months old now. Everybody coming to get some hay. You can tell they've still got some hay down here at this pile. Not a whole lot. It would get him through a few days. That's been there for over 2 weeks. So, gonna give him some new hay. It would usually go into the pasture and feed it to him. Hey, Phyllis. But since I have the mower, I don't want to try to get through the gate and not get through all the way, and somebody like this big guy get out. Look at all those cockleburs, dude. Oh my gosh. What are we going to do with you? All right, well, I'm gonna get this hay cut off and then I'll set it over. And another reason I'm setting it here is you can tell this is not good. When we had our ponds redone, this just grew weeds. So I'm gonna set it here. Chief will roll it down the hill and kind of spread out that grass and hopefully reseed a little bit over here. Right here together, very excited. The last few days, Chief has been tracking Phyllis like crazy. I haven't seen him breed her, but he's showing all the signs. He's pretty much been attached to her. He's already spent time with Ashley and Kay, which Kay's right over there. So that's 3 that he has been tracking. Hopefully there's 3 or 4 more that he does and we've just missed, but pretty confident, feel pretty good that he's at least bred 3 of our bison so far. So most of them, they're coming in their first year of their 2, so they can breed now. So hopefully we're getting more and more and more. Sometimes when I do this, you will see me just flip the bale over, especially if it's in a bale feeder, but I wanted it on its side like that. That way it would, whenever Chief starts messing with it, and he'll get over and headbutt it, it'll start rolling downhill so we can spread out that hay as well. Not sure if you can tell, my voice is, feels like I just coached a basketball game and had to do a loud gym, had to do a lot of yelling, and I don't have much voice left. Well, I haven't been. What it is I've been mowing pasture so much, and this stuff right here, it's called ragweed, and it's all over this area. Ooh, I'm gonna pick up some bison hair. It's all over these areas of our pasture that we don't have as much grass, and you can tell how green, like look under here. That's all dust from the ragweed. On the back of the mower, this is all fresh green, and it's honestly not as bad here as it was in another pasture, but it is bothering me like crazy. Taking allergy medicine, getting this stuff knocked down and out of here is not only going to help the animals, it's going to help Jenna and the kids and anybody who's out here, because we're not having to breathe all of this pollen ragweed dust in. Got everything mowed on the house side of the creek, which is the east side. Here's the field there. That's where I put out the first bale for the cattle. Take this one out to the other side of the creek, by where the cattle are, and get mowed more pasture. Well, got the bale fed to the cows. When I get over, as I'm mowing, I'll stop at some point and show how much grass is left, but kind of talk about why they would prefer. And you can see, talking about, this is all ragweed dust here on the back that you can't see out of. But anyway, I'll talk about why the cows prefer to be here with hay than go over and get grass. Over here, which should be all the way west, the pond where the cows are is right here. So straight line, this is over half a mile. But I want you to look. I don't know if you can tell, this grass is, a lot of it's freshly mowed, but you see how green it is? And it's really thick out here. So why aren't the cows eating this down? Why are they choosing to stay over there and eat that bale of hay, which they don't like nearly as much? A big part of that, and really the biggest for the last 6 weeks or so, is it has been so hot, and they don't want to go too far away from that water. They can get in the pond, and they can cool off, keep flies off of them. If they come all the way over here, then they've got to go all the way back to get water. We don't have any water right here. So that is really the biggest reason this grass is so thick. And I'm feeding them hay. If I didn't feed them hay, they would come over here, but they don't want to. So I feed them the hay. When, cross my fingers, we start getting rain, everything is going to green up. It's going to be cooler. They're going to be able to be away from water for longer. So we're going to see them come over here and eat this grass more. And there'll be more water in the ground. There'll be more water they get from the grass. So when they do that, we'll have more fresh grass for them. Everything that's over there by that bale of hay will have some rest because the cows won't be there grazing as much. And it's going to help that pasture over there. So fingers crossed, we get some rain. We start getting this area over here grazed more, and give that some relief. So hopefully it all works out just like we planned. That's how everything goes on the farm, right? Just got back from the pasture from mowing, and I was going to come down check on Curly and Rocky. We hadn't seen them. They haven't been on video in a while, and I really haven't shown everybody that we let our guineas out. We had 4, unfortunately lost one of them. The other ones are running around here somewhere, but here's one of them. They love flying on top. Up on top of the chicken coop, the duck pen, and they'll even go up on top of the barn, but they're free ranging now, and they hang out a lot with the chicks that we raised them with. So I think it's been a really good match for them. They'll actually go in at night, so that's been great for us. Well, here's our boy Rocky. You can tell he hasn't missed a meal. He's been getting a lot of work with a girl that comes out from the high school and works out here, Claire. She's great with animals. She shows cattle. She's president of the school's FFA, so they've got a lot of halter breaking work, and it's helped us out a lot. Here's our boy Curly. Doing good. He's getting some flies on him. Poor guy. Got to brag on Curly a little bit. A couple weeks ago, we had Reese's birthday party. Had all of her friends out here, and we got Curly out to meet everybody. And this little guy stood there, tied him up to a pole. The kids were walking around him, trying to teach them some animal manners. Most of them listened really well. Some didn't. Made me a little nervous, but Curly didn't move a muscle. He let everybody pet him. He did such a good job. We're so happy that we have him, and he has come so far, and everybody's really enjoying him. So shout out to Curly and Rocky, and they're starting to really love affection that not just we give them, but those who come out and visit us. Hope everyone enjoyed today's video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate that. Give us that thumbs up. You made it this far, you might as well do it. And ring that notification bell so you get notified of future videos. Try to put out videos at least every Saturday and most Wednesdays, depending on my schedule. We're just a small family farm south of Kansas City, Missouri, raising American bison, beef cattle, and all sorts of other animals. We hope everyone stays well, and we'll see you back here real soon.